I want to do one more. I want to do this next one from Sgt Ducky.
Yes.
Part that ruined a romance from
Oh
Sgt.
no.
Hello, how are we all doing today? Might I say you're all looking gorgeous. My God, if I could get a hold of you, what I'd be left wouldn't feed a crow. Ah, that's enough foreplay. So myself and the missus went away to a hotel for a couple of nights not so long
That
ago.
was vaguely cannibally, but okay.
What was that, Mason?
So that was vaguely cannibally.
Yeah.
I mean, ducks and crows aren't even loosely related.
And he said,
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I forgot he's a duck. Okay. It's fine. I know we have to keep up the pretense. It's fine.
It all involved filth. Either you're trying to force romance back into your relationship, you're having an affair, or you want to bonk a girl you wouldn't want to be seen riding into battle. So I don't need to sugarcoat.
Wow.
I love it so much.
That was very superficial.
Woo! It's like, dude.
That's some hashtag cited privilege right there.
Oh, but like,
oh my God, Mason.
Like,
oh
this
my
man
God.
has a way with words.
He does. He does.
But for you now, do I? You know full well what I'm going to be spending my time at there. Especially with the exaggerated amount of condoms I brought, behaving like I haven't actually been there through every one of my own sexual performances. Like I'm not going to lose the heart for it after round 1 before giving a half-hearted and half-cocked round 2 to try save face from all the hormone-fueled promises I made before I had the poison drained. No.
Before I had the poison drained.
The poison? Now that's a murder mystery I want to watch.
This time, 6 years in, was going to be different. It wasn't. But this isn't our first time away in a hotel together. We go away every now and again for a couple's night. Because we don't have kids, so we have freedom in our lives, meaning we can come and go as we please on a whim and don't even need to organise anything. How many parents out there are thinking, oh, you, Ducky? I'm joking, of course. I'm sure being woken up at 6 a.m. by a child bouncing on your face with a soiled nappy makes it all worthwhile. So we checked into the hotel, which involves filling out a form I had already filled out the previous week when I booked it online. I don't know why, maybe it's a test and I just failed it the first time, but whatever, it didn't matter. The receptionist was quite attractive, and I knew having small talk with her would annoy my missus on a subconscious level. Not that she knowingly cares, she doesn't, but somewhere in there's a part of her brain that hates it. And that's what long-term relationships are all.
Because when you're trying to rekindle your romance, the best thing to do is to subconsciously annoy her. Because that's super productive.
Yeah, but he's Irish, and we have this whole thing called snaring, where basically, just like to pick at each other, and for some reason it just makes it all better.
Well, he's also just a man, which means he's stupid.
Yeah. Not necessary. Not all the time, but
No, all the time.
Caitlin, look, just because I managed to put on a really good facade, as a member of the male genus, I can confirm what Mason is saying. We're always desperately trying to hide how utterly retarded we are.
how ridiculously stupid we are.
We are the dumbest creatures that walk this earth, Caitlin, and everything we do is an attempt to not let women see that. And as is common knowledge, so often we fail.
If it wasn't for you guys, we'd have punched each other to death millennia ago.
Oh, just with the biggest rock. Like it would be a constant game of which hurts more, the rock or the stick.
If it was just men back then, it'd have been like, that's my cave. No, it's my cave. We'll fight for the cave. And then we would have died.
Right.
We needed the reasonable mind of a woman to be like, guys, you can both have the cave. You have it on Monday. You have it on Friday.
or then the much more reasonable guys, if you just share the cave, you can both fuck me. And both the guys were like, yes.
But also fuck the ground.
Just like the just looking at the stick, looking at the guy, looking at the stick, looking at the woman. Drop the stick.
Drops the stick, picks up his stick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Knowing how you did it. So that gets sorted, and I steal her pen for the inconvenience of it all, and we get her key card and head to the room. And then head immediately back down to reception because the key card in the hotels these days for the rooms don't actually work half the time, which bothers me so much. It has one job, and it does it poorly. If my car started half the time, I'd consider it. You know, sometimes it'll work right away for a while, and then on like day 2, it'll stop working, and it'll give you a brief panic, because for a moment you're thinking you're after trying to get into the wrong room, and there's a terrified family and crying children huddled behind the door calling the cops that somebody's swearing outside their hotel room door, trying to force their way in. But obviously it's no well, a card. But anyway, I got that sorted because I'm a man, and getting things sorted is what I do, unless it's a spider. They can stay where they are, and you can find yourself a real man, because I'm not helping you with that.
Yeah, this guy definitely speaks for all men.
What I love about it is he's a fucking duck, and ducks eat things like spiders.
Yes.
But man, sometimes you just hit with an irrational fear and you can't help it.
Yeah.
You know,
Computer.
I legitimately don't think any of my fears are irrational. That's not something I've ever really struggled with.
Mm-hmm.
Irrational fear has never been something I really struggled with. I have plenty of rational fears, but yeah,
I would like to say the same thing, but it's simply not true. You haven't seen me when there's a fucking wasp around. My brain goes into fuck mode.
Okay. I would actually beg to differ. Being afraid of wasps is a rational fear. The level you get scared to might not be rational, but being somewhat afraid of wasps is rational. The stings hurt like a motherfucker, and if you get enough, you die.
Seriously though, Matt, it's definitely irrational with me. Like, and what's annoying about irrational fears is that you can recognize that they're irrational. You know that your reaction to this situation isn't rational. Doesn't change your physical reaction. Wasp comes round, my fucking heart rate goes into Formula 1 mode. It's like, inside of my brain is like, this summer. It literally happened to us the other day. We were on a walk. We were fucking crossing this bridge. This fucking wasp come flying around my head, and I'm just like, I know I can't run because I'm on a bridge and I don't know what's in front of me because I cannot see. And I'm just like, my brain is just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Lee, what do I do? Help me! You would think that there was a fucking rabid tiger around me, not just like a little tiny wasp.
You know what I want, Caitlin? You know what, Caitlin? You know what I need? What? I need video footage of Lee trying to calm him down in these situations.
Yes.
Be fucking priceless.
The thing is, Lee is just like the most rational, just like Lee legit isn't really scared of anything. And it's just, I just know that even though she's super nice to me, she's really understanding, I know that there has to be a part of her in the back of her head that's like, why am I with this stupid motherfucker?
Okay.
Legged bastards. You know they crawl up inside your fanny when you're asleep in legs. That's why men sometimes turn gay in their 30s. You get into the room and have a look at
that was a weird thing to unpause on.
Yeah, it was. That's my gay in their 30s think of spiders in their butts.
Round, and by that I mean I search every drawer and locker in the room for treasure. I can't help it, I just feel the need to do it. I never find anything other than a Bible anyway that I plan on somehow using during the evening sexual.
One time, I fucking went through a hotel room when I got it, and I found a half bottle of whiskey. So,
yeah,
that's very Red Dead Redemption. Press X to open drawer. A half-drunk bottle of whiskey.
Yep,
Yeah.
I had that bottle. I was drinking that bottle for the next 6 months. Yep, I nursed that fucker.
Well, debauchery, because I was raised in a religiously oppressed country, and the idea of involving a holy book in my premaritals just feels so wrong in all the right ways. But it's at this point I see the most egregious, the most annoying, my most hated thing about hotels. You see, when I booked a room, I booked a double bed, because women are greedy, and not only do they want to use you as some sort of sexual object, like you don't have feelings, but they also want their own side of the bed, like they're some sort of f***ing royalty. But we didn't get a double bed. We got 2 single beds pushed together with a double sheet over top of the mattresses, like we wouldn't notice the great seam of anti-spooning running down the middle, which is not ideal for a sleeping couple or when you're having sex and it feels like you've been f***ed on a speed bump. So obviously quite annoying.
Oh.
So I
This
proceed to
guy
do
does
this.
sarcasm
Right,
well.
start taking
What?
I said this guy does sarcasm well. I salute
Yeah.
this. I salute this little duck.
stock of all the things I'm stealing from this room when we check out. If they're going to swindle me, let's see how they like it when they're missing a hand towel, 3 pods of UHT milk, and a really shit bottle of hand wash, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, drain cleaner. Eventually we got hungry and decided seeing a room service menu. It's full of such pretentious posh foods at ridiculous prices. €22 for a sautéed octopus rectum served on a bed of baby seals. You get that for... And you don't want to be the person who orders a sandwich for dinner now, do you? So we rang a local chip shop and had the food delivered to the hotel because we're classy like that. You know, the best thing about doing that is you know you're pissing off everyone else on the floor when you do it because, as we all know, the smell of takeaway cuts through the smell of anything else within a half a mile. And you know there's other people in their room scoffing about it out loud in their formal wear, trying not to get sick while they're eating their blue cheese fried dodo tongue pretending to be cultured, but secretly...
But you can't even get that because dodos are extinct.
Not true. That's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, it's dark. When did you get here?
Hey.
I've been here the whole time. I like to observe because, you know, I don't like to be the center of attention.
Yeah, he's
I love how
always.
you didn't even make it through that statement, Caitlin.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't think of it. After food, I had to kill some time because you can't have sex right away after eating, especially when you're away because your diet goes right out the window and both of you eat with the viciousness of a North Korean at KFC. So you end up making such a fuss.
Oh dear.
And the jostling of sex isn't really the best way to settle it. Say what you want, but it's hard to keep a relationship going after you've gotten sick down somebody's back mid-doggy style. So I start exploring the room again.
Nice.
That is the most vile mental image I've ever had.
That's very Little Britain.
Uh,
What I thought was a folding chair in the closet, but it was actually a trouser press. Why do hotels have trouser presses anyway? It just seems like such a specific thing to have in a hotel room. Like, here's your kettle if you want to make tea or coffee, here's your TV if you want something to watch when you're bored, and your trouser press in case 1/4 of your outfit has wrinkles. Filling the kettle annoys me too. You have to fill it in the bathroom sink, but you should never have to fill a kettle in a bathroom sink. It just feels wrong. It's like petting a dog the wrong way. It doesn't really feel...
What?
Petting a dog the wrong way.
How do you pet a dog the wrong way?
Okay, I understand this. What he means is, you know, like when you pet their hair up against the ground.
Okay. Yeah.
Direction.
Okay, yeah, sure, but except when you're scratching them, you scratch them back and forth because it doesn't really disturb the grain that much.
Right, but he's not talking about scratching. He's talking about just like rubbing.
Yeah. Don't make it weird, Caitlin.
Getaway when they're standing in the same room, people pissing.
Women always bringing it back to sex. It's like they think of nothing else, Zack.
Listen, man, I'm always horny.
Down to business.
You ruined the joke. It was supposed to be turning that round on women. God damn. Where's the masculine unity?
Well, I thought you were saying that I made it about sex.
No, I was saying, I said women always bringing it back to sex.
Oh, I misheard you.
You fucking took your pants down there and just took a massive shit on that joke. And then you lit it on fire and did a dance around it like, this is your joke.
Oh.
Which is broken down to about 56 minutes of foreplay and fooling about, and 4 to 6 minutes of actual sex, as if I'm fooling anyone. She passes out almost immediately after, no doubt exhausted from the sheer minutes of dicking. And I spend a few minutes having a vape out a half-open window, because I found out the hard way at work one day that, yes, a vape can set off a fire alarm. Then I spend a few hours watching one of 12 channels on the TV, 7 of which of these channels are news, because the Wi-Fi is shite, and it serves as a good reminder to how painful TV ads were. For the younger generation out there, TV ads are like getting 10, 15-second unskippable ads back to back halfway through whatever it is you're watching. Sounds pretty painful, and it was, but no harm done. I needed batteries for the remote at home anyway. Then I hopped into the bed and realised it wasn't actually a duvet on the bed, just a few thin sheets. But that was fine, because they obviously had a woman in charge of the heating in the hotel, because the room was fucking boiling. Takes me ages to fall asleep. Not that you could sleep anyway, with pissheads giggling their way up past your room at 2 a.m. Yeah, it's okay, keep shouting and roaring. It's not like you're walking past a gallery of bedrooms in the middle of the night. The next morning I'm woken up at 8:30 by my lovely missus. She is as fresh as a daisy, because she fell asleep in the quiet hours of 10 p.m. in a lovely soft bed in a room that was at the perfect temperature. And I fell asleep at 3 a.m. in what could only be described as a Libyan rave in July. So I'm wrecked. Fall out of their sockets. But I have to get up, because the breakfast that's included in the room ends at 10 a.m. The last time I checked, breakfast ends at 12, but not in hotels apparently. They think a relaxing time.
The last time I checked, breakfast ends at lunch.
Yeah. Then lunch ends at 5 p.m.
Okay, we're all hobbits.
Away involves forcing people out of the bed at all hours and forcing them to eat before their stomach even knows what's going on. But anyway, we head down to the buffet and everyone is lined up just as half asleep as me. We all look like cattle lined up at a trough. I grabbed the biggest plate they had, which was about the size of a beer mat. I've never seen plates so small in my life. I don't know if it's a passive-aggressive way to stop people eating all their food, but I am not above stacking that thing like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, so fuck 'em. I loaded that bad boy up with a fry, had enough coffee to fuel a jet engine, and about 5 glasses of orange juice. I say glasses, but it being a hotel included breakfast, the glasses were more like shot glasses, which is not ideal to drink out of if you're thirsty, but coincidentally is just small enough to fit in your pocket without being noticed. So after breakfast,
I love how this guy is dead ass just at every possible turn, stealing anything that isn't bolted down.
Yes.
Well, yes, that's because he is a man.
So now you're calling all men irredeemable kleptomaniacs?
I know I am.
back up to my room. Now, it's at this point I needed to tell you something about my relationship. You know, when you first start seeing someone, and out of courtesy or to fit the false painting you're trying to sell them, you don't openly fart around each other. Farts and romance, they go as well together as fat people and trampolines. Now, I'm considered odd by a lot because the courtesy I expect and extend indefinitely. We don't fart around each other. Call me weird all you want, but outside my family, I never like farting around people. I don't know why, but it just hurts my soul knowing someone else can hear that coming from me. I don't even have a shit in public bathrooms, and if I absolutely have to, I genuinely wait to push until somebody uses the hand dryer. So no openly farting or shitting in a relationship. One rule. And in a relationship, you gotta have rules. And the rule is, if I have to spend an hour a day listening to the soap opera that was her day at work, the least she can do for me is to maintain the illusion that girls don't fart or poo, and her arse is there purely for my sexual pleasure. But look, it's not as one-sided as it sounds. I get the good fortune of not having to experience the smell that comes from a man on a high-protein diet. But obviously, this is a bit of a problem in a hotel room, because at any given moment in the room, the toilet is about 1 or 2 inches from your partner's open mouth. Now, I've just had 3 cups of coffee.
Oh, that is just the most grotesque mental image. Oh, God.
Half a carton of orange juice and a full Irish breakfast on top of a kebab I had the night before. So needless to say, I gotta go. But thankfully, we had foreseen this eventuality and we had planned for it. The plan was as follows. She was to turn up the TV so it would cover up any backfires or unpleasant noises coming from the bathroom. Operation Drown Out the Sound was a go. So she turned on the TV and cranked the volume up on Judge Judy, and I went to do my business. But there's one thing we didn't plan for, and that was, occasionally when you're watching a TV show, it does this dip to black thing where the narrator will say something like, Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And the video and audio will fade out slowly to black for about 4 seconds, because they expected to have an ad break, but they don't have an ad break, but they still left this 4 seconds of silence in. And wouldn't you know, this just so happened to be the exact moment wherein I decided to push. Now, it must be said, when you hold in a fart for an extended period of time, when you finally let it go, it can be very abrupt. You hope for slow, relaxed, and quiet.
Pungent.
You hope to kind of take it, as it were. Not what happened to me. As soon as I began to push and the TV went silent, a noise jumped out of my body with the sound and volume of somebody slapping the bonnet of a car.
What?
Vacation power of porcelain. It was like
That doesn't sound what a bonnet slap sounds like.
You'd be like, what? Like, what car hoods have you been slapping?
horn of winter. Did she hear it? Of course she heard it. The front desk at reception heard it. They rang the room, worried they heard gunshots. And sure enough, I could hear in absolute hysterics through the wall. She didn't even have the common decency to even pretend she didn't hear it, to spare me the
episode
humiliation.
of Dexter's Lab.
I'm not sure what you're referencing with that one.
Yeah, I can't remember the whole thing, but I just remember that there's an episode of Dexter's Lab where right at the end he like does a fart and it like zooms out like to show the earth in its entirety and like the fart is just echoing around the whole world.
Oh,
Mint.
While I'm sitting there in the jacks thinking to myself, years of nothing, and this is how I break my vow of rear end silence. By cracking the fucking toilet bowl with the sheer force of my anal acoustics. Of course,
Anal Acoustics, the new album from Radgar.
With such tracks as I Shit Out My Soul.
oh my god.
Blood from the Hole.
And One Undigested Massacre.
Oh my god.
Undigested Massacre, the lead single from Anal Acoustics by Radgar.
Oh my god.
Get your tickets now for the Anal Acoustics World Tour with 3 locations, all located in downtown London.
That's a great joke, man. Fucking world tour. 3 locations, all in London, 3 streets from each other. All within walking distance. It's convenient. They can call it a world tour just because they're doing it in. This one's in Chinatown. This one's in Jamaica Town. This one's in Little Italy. Don't know if they have those in London, but I don't care.
Oh my god. I'm literally putting up just this clip about the fucking Rat Guts World Tour up.
Oh my god, yes.
This is brilliant.
Oh, yeah, and I put down the name for the album because gonna make posters.
Rat Guts, Anal Annihilation.
Anal Acoustics.
Anal, thank you, Anal Acoustics.
No. They have Anal Annihilation, and then Anal Acoustics is the acoustic version of that album.
Oh, yes. Yes, bro. God, I love us.
Thank you.
utter humiliation, all I could do was laugh. It's like your brain's way of saving face when you become embarrassed, isn't it? But the problem is, I hadn't actually fully deflated after the first one. And we all know what happens when you laugh when attempting to hold in a fart now, don't we? The second one was even worse, if that could be possible. Because not only could I hear her laughing, she could hear me laughing and now farting in time with the laughter. It sounded like fall off a hyena's face. I won't lie, that put a bit of a dampener on the rest of the day, if I'm honest. Not that she didn't enjoy herself, but I could have done without the sudden bursts of laughter throughout the day when it popped back into her head, which didn't help during sex that night. Oh no, she has very fond memories of that night, but then again, she wasn't the one operating on 5 hours sleep and then proceeded to rupture her own eardrums with an anal outburst, and then was later laughed at by her partner when she got her cock out.
I ruptured my own ears with an anal outburst. Ruptured ears.
Oh my god.
Well, I hope you ladies enjoyed that little embarrassing story. I just wanted to try something a bit different on the channel, get a bit of breath of fresh air going. So do let me know how you feel about this style of video. Also, you might have noticed the thumbnail, isn't it pretty? I commissioned a few artists on Twitter to help me out with thumbnails going forward. Unfortunately, I could only choose one from what I got back. So in an attempt not to feel so bad about the 3 others who put in good work, I'll show their thumbnails on screen with their Twitter handle. If you like what you see and you're on the hunt for a thumbnail artist or an artist in general, well then here you go. They're reasonably priced too, which I feel like I have to say because there's people on Twitter who want 80 quid for something like a carve into a wall with a blunt teaspoon in about 10 minutes. And if you want to help me in my journey to become Lord and Master of the Universe and Slayer of people who don't like dogs, share this video. For sake of full transparency, when a lot of people share a video, it tends to get a lot more traction, so I appreciate it if you do it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you lads and ladies in the next one.
No, annihilation. I ruptured my own soul with an anal eruption.
The undigested massacre. It tore through this solemn town.
Last night curry, backyard razor blades.
Backyard razor blades.